In 1955, Colt reintroduced its famous 1873 single-action Army revolver. Over the decades there have been many variations of the Peacemaker but never a BB cartridge loading CO2 model. That is until Colt and Umarex teamed up to build an authentic .177 caliber single-action in 2015. The gun is accurate in almost every detail, right down to the Colt patent dates and Rampant Colt emblem on the left side of frame. When I first saw this air pistol, I was not only amazed at the engineering that had gone into making this all-metal six-shooter, but how all of the famous Colt features had been incorporated right down to the loading gate, ejector housing, hammer, trigger guard, and grip contours. It's as close to the real deal as you can get without loading .45 Colt cartridges. One of few noteworthy differences between a .45 Colt SAA and the airgun is the addition of a manual safety discreetly just forward of the trigger guard. Also note the authentic-looking transverse cylinder pin release. At about 33 ounces it's a little lighter than a .45 caliber Colt Peacemaker, but the Colt Umarex SAA has the same looks except for the addition of a manual safety discreetly hidden under the frame and just forward of the trigger guard. The nickel version is a dandy of a gun that will open up whole new avenues for cowboy action shooters to practice quick draw and shooting from the hip, pistol handling and target shooting at close range without the expense or cleanup of black powder or smokeless powder. .45 Colt rounds or wax bullets. Dimensionally, the BB gun is dead on. The rebounding hammer feels different, lighter, as there is no actual Colt-style mainspring and the hammer sits slightly back from the frame at rest. Cocking the gun follows normal single-action operation by rotating the cylinder to the next chamber. There is a CO2 capsule stored inside the grip to power the .177 pellet downrange at an average of 410 feet per second. Unlike some of the BB cartridges in use, the Colt models load the BB or pellet into the base of the cartridge where the primer would usually go. The brass BB and silver pellet cartridge is authentic, though not .45 Colt in size, more like a .32 to 20 Winchester round, which single actions were chambered for beginning in 1884. The gun fits any SAA holster, and even has to be oiled and cleaned moderately after every 1,000 rounds, with an available Umarex cleaning kit. Raising the bar. The new nickel-finished SAA pellet model comes fitted with black panel grips and a Colt Peacemaker Rampant Colt inset emblem. In all respects other than what comes out of the recessed .45 Colt muzzle, the pellet model looks identical to the .177 caliber BB models, which is to say very much like a nickel-plated smokeless powder frame Colt single-action Army revolver design. The 1892 smokeless powder frame design introduced the transverse cylinder latch under the barrel to release the cylinder pin for disassembly, skinning the no-smoke wagon. The Umarex Colt Peacemaker 4.5mm pellet gun fits all standard SAA holsters. This is one sharp-looking revolver barrel. It fits any Colt SAA holster from hand-tooled belt holsters to shoulder rigs. Just as in the Old West, holsters were a matter of choice or more often what was available at the gun shop or local saddlery. To test the new pellet model Umarex Colt Peacemaker, I dropped it into a one-off copy of a famous fringed holster pictured in the book Packing Iron. The copy of the holster was handmade by Javier Garcia of .45 Maker. Ammo choice was RWS Meisterkugeln, a traditional 4.5mm wad cutter target grade pellet. Purchasing at least a dozen extra cartridges is a good idea for faster reloading. Pellet cartridges run around $10 for a set of 6. The nickel-finished, rifled barrel 6-shooter has a suggested retail of just $134.99. For more information visit website of Umarex. Next let's take a look at some of the customer reviews on Amazon. 5-star rating from Stave. I doubt anybody will read my little review since a couple hundred have been written. Well, here goes. I received this pistol in pristine condition. It is made, solid, heavy, metal and good. It looks and feels like the real Peacemaker pistol. This air pistol is accurate on a 2-inch target at 25 feet. The action is smooth and functions as the real one does. I know I have a real 144 long Colt. I bought this BB pistol for my grandkids. So far, this pistol is easy on the CO2 cartridge. It has expelled over 100 BBs and still going strong. Some reviewers are concerned about the hammer staying back one click. This is necessary because, if the hammer stayed all the way down, like the real one, it would empty the CO2 cartridge in a second. When the hammer strikes all the way, it releases a puff of CO2 to expel the BB. The hammer can't stay all the way down on this BB pistol. All in all, this is a well-built BB pistol and does what it is supposed to do and is priced very fairly, for what it actually is. I have found no fault with this product. Next, 5-star rating from C. Long. I enjoy shooting, but since I'm a student who lives in the city, shooting real firearms isn't a practical or cost-effective activity. Since I love old westerns, I bought this replica single-action army to plink cans in my backyard. Thus far I am very satisfied. The sights are pretty accurate out to at least 15 yards, the distance of my backyard range. You get 60 plus shots per CO2 cartridge. Though towards the end the velocity decreases and you need to arc longer shots. Another 5 review from Miguel. I'm fortunate enough to have the real thing chambered in .357 Magnum, and this replica is an absolute beauty and is very similar to the real deal. The .357 is so expensive to shoot, and I wanted to get something similar to practice in my own backyard without having to go to the range and spend $50 every time. I'm happy to say that this Colt replica is so incredibly fun to shoot that I think I even enjoy shooting it more, as I don't have to clean it when I'm done, and 100 rounds only cost me $1.50. It's also super accurate and heavy like my original. CO2 lasts a long time. Absolutely awesome. Thanks for watching the video this far. With it we have to the end of today's video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and also share this video with your friends. Bye.